Hi, Sean Spence, CEO of Armchair Telethon, and this is another episode of Armchair Diary, Story of an Entrepreneur. Yesterday was bat crap nuts. And honestly, in some ways, not, super out of the ordinary for an entrepreneur. I was up at 2:30 and I was getting ready. I'd taken a shower the night before so that I wouldn't have to deal with that. So I just rolled out of bed, got my crap on, and got to work. And so from 2:30 until 8 a.m., I got everything ready because at 8 a.m. I had a telethon. And that's what I do. I create virtual telethons. And this one was in Indiana and it went really well with plenty of things that I would do differently, but it was still awesome and it raised money and it got lots and lots of awareness. Exponentially more awareness than they'd ever gotten from anything, and it just made me really proud, and they did such a great job, and so it was great. So we did our virtual telethon, but what that means is that I spent basically 8 hours from 8 a.m. until 4, and they're in a different time zone, so in their time zone it was 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We did a telethon, which I managed. I was the stage manager, and so I did that for 8 hours, more like 7 hours and 45 minutes, because we don't need to go into that, but there's some reasons why it had to be just under 8 hours, and looking at the video, it was 7 hours and 45 minutes. And it was just crazy, and it was great, and I didn't really eat, and I didn't really drink anything for 8 hours because I didn't want to have to go to the bathroom, although of course I did over that period. And then what I'm doing is I'm doing this all, I'm managing this telethon all on my little Mac laptop. And so then the 2 times I had to go to the bathroom, I picked up my Mac and I carried it, and I have MS, so I have mobility issues, and I had my cane, and so I'm using my cane with one hand, I'm holding my Mac with the other hand, then I'm going to the bathroom and I'm watching the telethon as it's happening in case something goes wrong as I'm doing this, and it didn't happen. Fortunately, I didn't have to then manage it while I was sitting on the toilet or anything, but we did the telethon and it was great. And then after that, of course, I had the rest of my day. I had a little bit of work I had to do. Lee and my wife and I had dinner, and then I had a final exam. That's a lie. I didn't have a final exam. I had 2 final exams due because, insanely, not only am I launching what I hope is going to be a national and maybe even global company, I also am getting my MBA. That'll be done in March, and so I had 2 final exams that had to be done by midnight. And so after getting up at 2:30, eating 1 meal, then at like 6, not a.m., so getting up at 2:30 a.m., eating at 6 p.m., and doing a few things, then I had to get these things done by midnight, which I did. I just barely did, and then I fell asleep in my chair for a while, and then I went to bed. And so the day was crazy. This was a big deal because this telethon is the first paid telethon we've done for the company. And again, lots of things that I would like to do differently, lots of things that we'll do better next time, but there were lots of things that were better for this one than for the previous one. And now the next one is going to be dramatically better because of the first 2. And that's the way entrepreneurship works. You make it work, you get up, you spend as much time as you have to spend, you give up sleep when you have to give up sleep, you give up food when you have to give up food, and really there's just not much that's more fun. And it was a huge success. It was a huge success for the organization and for my company, and life is good. That's the life of an entrepreneur. This is Sean Spence. I'm CEO of Armchair Telethon, and this is Armchair Diary, Story of an Entrepreneur. You have an awesome day.